Hello guys and welcome to a brand new episode of BLONITY Blockchain Opportunities for Everyone. Today I want to talk about Argo Blockchain. This huge blockchain miner is from Great Britain and is traded on the London Stock Exchange. Their mining centers are not in Great Britain, they're in Canada, in Quebec, like the centers of Bitfarms. But first of all, let's check out the chart of Argo Blockchain. They started in August 2018. First, they were a hoster for mining equipment. That's why at that time it was not interesting for me. I think hosting is only for the huge facilities up to 1 gigawatt, not for the small ones. So it didn't work out well. There was a bear market, but now it's really picking up here in the last few weeks, and the price is very cheap, I think. So we should go into detail there and analyze Argo Blockchain. So first of all, they have 31 megawatts of Bitcoin mining power or electricity, active mining power, and 645 petahash. A few weeks ago, they had 730 petahash, but they reduced because of some issues with Bitmain machines. We will go into detail later. And they also are mining Zcash, and they have 5% of the total worldwide Zcash hash power. So that's a lot, 280 megasouls. Also, they're a very efficient miner. Here on their website, they say they're much more efficient than Bitfarms and Hut8 with more than 20 petahash per megawatt. For Hut8 and Bitfarms, these numbers are old. They increased their efficiency, but it's true. Argo right now is more efficient than the competitors from Canada there. So let's check out their mining centers, where they are, how they look. Right now they have 3 mining facilities in Quebec. Total power of 35 megawatts in Baie-Comeau, in Gatineau, and Mirabel. I think the biggest one is here in Baie-Comeau with 50 megawatts. Let's check out where they are. So we're in North America. So there is Gatineau, Mirabel, at Baie-Comeau. It's all hydro. All the electricity is from Hydro-Quebec. And here's a lot of hydropower at the St. Lawrence stream. We can see this one here. The facility is here. And we have a huge hydropower plant here. La Centrale Jean Lesage, Manic 2. That's French. And I will show you a picture of it. I mean, I love these big hydropower plants. Sorry for that. But it's 1,229 megawatts, the maximum generating capacity here. Yeah, that's large. In Canada, they have a lot of water and a lot of cheap electricity there. Okay, so what's interesting with Argo Blockchain, they have these 3 data centers. They mine Bitcoin and Zcash. I will include it here. Their strategy is selling and accumulation. That's very good. Not only selling, also accumulate. And they have a possible expansion, or it's not possible. They have an expansion in the United States in Q1 of 50 megawatts and 4,430 petahash. Their average electricity rate is 4 cents. It's all hydro. And their efficiency in Bitcoin mining right now is at close to 20 petahash per megawatt. I'm not 100% sure how much electricity they use right now because they shut down some miners. Maybe it's less than 31, maybe it's 28 or something like this, or 27. I have not I wasn't able to find the number here. I think it's around, the efficiency is around 20 petahash per megawatt, so very good. And then they have their Zcash megasouls, the 280 megasouls, which is 5% of the whole Zcash hash rate. The number of common shares is close to 300 million. In the last month, there was no dilution here. The stock price right now is at $12 US dollar cents, so the market cap is roughly 35 million US dollars. So they mined in Q2. We don't have Q3 right now. In Q2 they mined 799 Bitcoins. So that was number 2 worldwide of all publicly traded Bitcoin miners, as I'm aware of. So that's a huge number. And at the end of I think September, they had 129 Bitcoins in their storage. And at the end of October, it was 137. So I calculate it's increasing by 10 each month. So they have a growing number of BTC holdings, or BTC equivalents, they call it. Because maybe they store some Zcash, but they call it BTC equivalents here. So what are the KPIs, the daily KPIs? In Zcash, they mine 112 Zcash per day right now. The revenue is 7,500. The gross profit is 275, and it's 4%. It's 0.4 Bitcoins. Yeah, I was wondering because a few weeks ago I made this calculation. It was a lot higher profit. It was very profitable. But I think there was a halving in Zcash 5 or 6 days ago. The block halving event happens every 4 years in Zcash, but it's not half. It's a quarter. It's a quarter after this. It was 12.5 before, and now it's 3.125. So that's pretty tough for the miners. Yeah, and I think it should be good for the price for Zcash, because if you cut it in 4, yeah, that's a lot tougher than a real halving from Bitcoin. We will see. I'm not 100% sure about that, but that was interesting, I think. But more important, the BTC per day, it's 4.75 today. The revenue is 86,000, gross profit 56,000, and the profit is 66%. The sum of the BTC equivalent is more than 5 BTCs per day. Very efficient miner, in my opinion. So let's go to Bitcoin treasuries and check out the holdings of Argo. So they are in the top 15 public traded companies with Bitcoins, with Bitcoin holdings. Here it's 126. It's end of September 2020. End of November, I think we will have more than 145 or 150, something like this. And if the price of Bitcoin increases and the margin increases, they can hold more Bitcoins because they need to sell less. So I think the number will increase fast. Okay, I found an article about Argo Blockchain from October 13 to 2019. First, they were a hoster for mining equipment, and yeah, that didn't work out well. They changed the management, and now with the new CEO Peter Wall, there's really a change in the company strategy and the margins and everything. I think he did a really good job to bring the company back on track. And what was really interesting, I think, they bought in 2019, they bought 10,000 Antminer T17S at a cost of 9.5 million US dollars. Okay, so that's less than 1,000 US dollars for a miner. At that time, was one of the efficient in the world, one of the most efficient miners in the world. They paid $950 per miner. So and the miner has more than 50 terahash per second. So the cost is a lot less than $20 per terahash. So I think it's 18. I calculated something like this, 18 US dollar. That was a really good buy. And that's the strategy of Argo. They write in the financials, buy when the prices are cheap. So buy in the bear market. And yeah, that worked out very well. And that's why I think they're the only Bitcoin miner. Maybe Hive was also positive in the first half of the year 2020, but Argo had a positive income in the quarter 1 and 2 together. They were the only miner, I think, with a positive income here. There was Corona dump. There was the Bitcoin halving. What a lot hard stuff for miners, but they did a really good job to manage to handle it. So let's check out the financials here. The total number of Bitcoins they mined in H1, so first half of the year. It's in Great Britain. They report a little bit different, not in quarters, but in the half of year. So they mined 1,669, huge increase. So the revenue surges, mining margin of 39%, and so on. So that was very good. Let's go to the data. Here you can see the 18,000 machines with 730 petahash. Right now it's a little bit less. And the Zcash miners, they were also very cheap when they bought them. Were 750. They bought this year for 474. So that's also less than $1,000 a miner. So altogether they have 1,750 ZL11 miners for Zcash. So pretty good buy, I think. So, okay, let's go to the revenue. So in the first 6 months of the year, they had 11.1 million British pounds. So that's, you have to multiply the pound with 1.33 and then you get US dollars. So it's more than 14 million US dollars in revenue. The cost of sales for hosting at GPO1, this is their hosting partner here in Canada, GPO1. They run the data center, so Argo Blockchain has not a lot of stuff. I think they have two managers or something like this. They go from facility to facility, but in their facility there is GPO1 to run the data center, and the data center is also owned by GPU1. So Argo has no own data center, as I'm aware of, only maybe the small one. And yeah, that's a little bit of an issue right now, but we will see later. Okay, hosting or cost of hosting 6.8 million pounds, and the depreciation 3 million. So they had a gross profit of 1.4 million pounds. The G&A, the general expenses, were cheap. It's a little bit more than 1 million US dollars. And they have some foreign exchange gain and so on and so on. And an operating profit of more than 800,000 US dollars. And a profit before taxation of 500,000 pounds, or close to 700,000 US dollars. Then they paid a lot of tax. I don't know the tax rules in Great Britain, but the most of the profit is tax, and so they have a profit after tax, a net profit after tax of 91,000 pounds, or more than 100,000 US dollars. So it's positive in this 2 quarters. It's a very good achievement, I think. Let's check out the assets. The total assets are 24 million pounds. And what's pretty good, I think, is that they have no loans. It's nothing. So they are positive in profit. They have no loans. They have a very efficient mining fleet. And they have an expansion plan I will show you later. Okay, let's check out the share numbers. Where is it? Here, at the end of June, they had 293 million shares outstanding, and they had no dilution in the last 12 months, so that's pretty good. And what's interesting, they want to make a capital reduction. So as I understand it, they want to take shares from the market or premium shares. I think there are 25 million premium shares or something like this. I'm not 100% sure about it. Maybe if you're aware of it, you can write it down in the comment section. So they want to reduce the stocks, and yeah, that should be good for the price. I think that's very good. Usually the companies expand their stock number, but in this case they want to reduce it. Great. Okay, let's go on. They have some receivables here. Do we have some other interesting numbers here? Yeah, this is the share premium account. I think these 25 million they want to reduce, as I'm aware of. Okay. So yeah, what's interesting maybe too, they have on their balance sheet a few other coins. They bought Polkadot, and I think they have some other coins. So they are speculating a little bit with some coins. So yeah, that's interesting too, I think. Okay. So, and for the future, they have also plans, and that's a big one. They have an agreement with Bitmain for 4,500 Bitmain Antminer S19 and S19pro. So these are the most efficient miners right now in the world. In the last video about Riot blockchain, I showed you the data. It's between 95 terahash and 110 terahash per second. And what's interesting, they will lease it like Bitfarms and with the partner Celsius Network. I think it was an ICO maybe, and they have made a leasing contract with Argo Blockchain. Very interesting. I don't know the details right now, but I will get more information, I think. Yeah, over the 2-year contract, they will pay more than 10 million US dollars. I think that's okay. That's perfect. That's right. And yeah, these miners will consume 15 megawatts of electricity, 430 petahash, and they will be operational in Q1 2021 or in February, they say. So they will have in February they will have more than 1,000 petahash in their facilities. To be exactly, they will have 1,100 petahash, so that's pretty good. And they will be very, very efficient, a lot above 20 petahash per megawatt. And they do a hosting agreement here with Core Scientific. It's a hoster in North America. Here in these states, they have their facilities, and Argo will give them their machines, and they will run it. They will do the operations there. I was not aware of Core Scientific until yet, but they're huge. I mean, they are located in Georgia, Kentucky, and North Carolina, and they have 670 megawatts under contract. Wow, that's big. And they can deploy 2 megawatts per day per site, so they are very fast. If you give them the machines, within few days, they will all run. Yeah, the operating scale, managing a diverse fleet of over 130,000 miners with over 400 megawatt of capacity. That's pretty huge. I think that's the future of mining. If we look in the upcoming years, in 5 years, we will not have 5 or 10 megawatts facilities anymore. I think we go to 1 gigawatt facilities. There are some in the world. In Texas, they build a few. They build 2 1 megawatt facilities, I think, and there are a few other projects worldwide. I think that's the future, with huge hosters like Core Scientific and the blockchain companies like Riot, like Argo, like Hive, Hut8, or Bitfarms. I think they will host their machines there. Because in the last bull market, 4 cents per kilowatt was awesome, was so great. But I think in the next bull market or in the next 5 years, they will seek for cheaper electricity, like 2 or 3 cents in South America and in other locations. So the miners are getting bigger, and it's going to be more difficult for small miners. I mean, in 2013, you were able to mine at home. Were able to make money there, a lot of money. In 2017, yeah, few made a lot of money at home, but there were some big facilities from Genesis Mining and all these companies with a lot of megawatts. Right now, we know the miners here between 30 and 100 megawatts, and in 4 years they will have, yeah, up to 500 megawatts, I think. And that's the future of mining. So Core Scientific, a very interesting company here. I think maybe they do self-mining too. I have to check this out. Maybe not official, but I'm sure they do it. We will see. Very interesting company indeed. Very big, very nice. So to wrap it up, let's check out the data for mining today. What is the mining profitability today? Come on. That's not working right now. I don't want Bitfarms. I have done it yesterday. I hope you've seen that video. Bitfarms also very interesting. Okay, the block time is at 8 minutes, so yeah, the hash rate is rising and the difficulty will go up. The reward per block and the fees are extremely low right now. Usually when they are low, there's something big happening. It's before a breakout to the upside or downside in the price, and then they're rising again. Difficulty is still at 17.5. 17.5. Yeah, I think in 6 days there's an adjustment. Hash rate is rising at 152, and the mining profitability right now, let's check it out. Yeah, it's above 14 cents. So yesterday it was above 14 cents. So that's very stable and very good for air miners. Also, the G trends are not big right now. It's, compared to the last bull run, it's nothing. So it hasn't really started right now. Okay, so I think that's about it about Argo Blockchain. A very nice, very efficient miner. Do I have some data here? Okay. Let's go to the dream. Yeah, if the price of Bitcoin goes to 200K next year, we have the hash rate of 300 exahash. That's my guess here for next year. At the end of next year, the hash rate, that's not Bitfarms, it's Argo. Maybe it's 2 exahash at the end of next year because they have 1.1 exahash under contract right now. I think they can expand until the end of next year. They will have a share of 0.7% of the whole Bitcoin hash rate. So if there are 1,800 coins mined a day, that's my estimation. 6.25 of the fixed block reward and maybe 6 for the fees. In the hype phase, they will have 12 BTC. This would be 2.5 million US dollars a day with operational costs of 100,000 or something like this. So that's yeah, Argo has huge potential, positive margins right now. They're holding Bitcoins. They want to expand. They have a nice balance sheet. They have no trouble, as I'm aware of. So, in my opinion, very nice company. So, thank you very much and enjoy the week. See you in the next one. Bye. Bye.